All right, man, let's talk about training parameters. I think this is something we haven't talked about here. I have talked about this before, but this time I want to go a bit more into detail right here. I've prepared this right here because I think a lot of people are kind of unsure these days on how many sets to do, how many reps to do. I just call this training parameters. Um, and in this video, basically what I'm going to be explaining is, so after this video, you're going to walk away knowing how many sets to do at the gym, how many reps to do, and how many times to train muscles per week, stuff like that, and even more juicy stuff like resting between sets. All right. So we're going to be starting out. Let me do this. Yeah, we're going to starting out with sets. How many sets should you do? Well, it kind of depends. The way that I like to do it is that I within a mesocycle, which is a training cycle 4 to 6 weeks, I like to increase the sets over time. So I start out with like 10 to 12 sets per muscle group per week, and I increase that number up over the course of a mesocycle up to something like 20 per week. You can't sustain that for long. That's why after that week where we really push the volume, that's like how I like to do it. Then I do a deload, right? Or when I feel my body's sort of shutting down. I've talked about deloads before. Um, but yeah, like volume is basically one of the most important things for muscle growth, especially for stubborn muscles, when you can't really grow a muscle. I found it very effective to increase the volume. And we're going to be talking a bit more volume when we come to the frequency part as well. Um, but don't worry, like the most of the growth you can this is marginal increases you can achieve by increasing the volume, right? With low volume, and this is what a lot of my sort of philosophy on this topic stems from is like the low volume approach, right? Because we all have lives, we all have our shit to do, we all have a fucking job, we all have to work. So, who fucking wants to be at the gym 2 hours every day for 6 days a week? Like nobody wants to fucking do that. That's why, um, 5 to 10 hard sets per week, dude. That can be all you really need. You can do as low as four, maybe. Um, but dude, 5 to 10 sets per week is really not a lot, and you can get so much work done with that if you have perfect technique and if you have very high intensity. That's got to be there if you do low volume. Like you can't fucking skip that part, yeah, right? So it's kind of a range. Like the least you should be doing is 5 sets per week, and if we're gonna talk about frequency too. Like you should be training a muscle at least like 2 times per week. So that'd be like 2 to 3 sets per session. That's definitely very manageable. Okay. If they're hard sets, like per muscle group, dude, you're gonna be in and out of there very quickly. You're gonna be saving time. You're gonna be building muscle. It's gonna be a great fucking time overall. All right. How many reps should you be doing? And you may be surprised at this, but in my experience and from what the literature suggests, 5 to 30, bro. Like it's a big range. There's some caveats to this, though, in my opinion, at least for sure. Like generally, I'd advise you to kind of like try different rep ranges out. Because for different exercises, different rep ranges might feel the best for you, right? Like maybe on bench press, a heavy set of 8 would be feeling good, and on something like a bicep curl, doing like 20 would feel nice, right? I think that's the case for a lot of people. Like these smaller isolation type movements, kind of are nice with high reps because what happens is like if you do a compound lift, like I wouldn't do high reps with a compound lift. You could try it. I mean, you're not gonna fucking die, but you can like if you do a compound, if you do deadlifts for 20 reps, like good luck, bro. Like if you do 20 rep a fucking set of deadlifts and a hard set of that, you're gonna be fucking dead. Like you actually might fucking die. Dude, it's some tough shit, bro. Okay, so generally I'd like to do compounds below 10 reps, isolation work over 10 reps. This is kind of like how I do it. Let's just say, or chest press sometimes like 15 reps can be good too, right? You have to experiment with it. Like that's the thing. It is like I could probably tell you the most accurate thing like from my experience, and probably there's some good weight to that, and it would probably work for you. But why not just try it out for yourself, right? I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. And this is a great point right here. Like, save time by doing high reps over 20 in your first set. This will be your warm up and your first working set. That's the great part. Most people think you can't build muscle over 20 reps, but you can. But also, it's very easy on your joints. Like, this is basically a warm up that fucking builds muscle. That's so good for saving time. Like, I do this all the time, bro. It's actually really good. So my personal experience, like I said, it's like avoid high reps on compound lifts, bro. Like because your cardiovascular system might just become the fucking limiting factor, and we're lifting weights at the gym to fucking build muscle. Like we don't do cardio, right? Like we're lifting weights shouldn't be cardio, right? That's just pretty simple to understand. Um, so all right, let me just go down a bit. Why can't I just scroll down, bro? This is so stupid. All right, frequency. Frequency basically means how often you train, like what sort of cadence. It is not the most important thing when it comes to building muscle. There's some fucking worth to it when it comes to strength training, but I don't focus on that. I just want to have a sick physique. So training 3 times per week of muscle over like 2 times it's probably not gonna give you any increase in muscle growth. The thing is, now here it gets interesting. It can allow you to do more volume because like the thing is like if you do let's say 18 sets, I have this written down right here. If you do 18 sets in a single fucking session, bro, like anything after like those 10 sets that you did is probably not gonna give you a good stimulus at all. Like it's basically gonna be worthless or close to worthless for muscle growth because this is actually the way it is in training. This has been proven scientifically. Like the first couple of sets you do for any given muscle group, like those are going to be the most productive for muscle growth, right? So that's why if it would be so much better to hit 3 workouts, all right, with 6 sets each rather than one with 8. Like both of those times, like you hit 18 sets per week, but doing 6 sets times 3 and 3 separate workouts is gonna be likely building much more muscle. All right, so take that into account. That's what I like to do with the training splits. I like to recommend like if we just go over like here's like the optimal split. We have each muscle twice, but if we go even further here, where's the shit? There you go. It's a bit further up. Like the time saving splits that I recommend. These are the ones that I do a lot of the time when I'm really busy. Like we have 3 upper body days because it's really important to have the fucking shoulder focus. Like we want to build a sick physique, you have to have good shoulders. Most people neglect their shoulders. That's why they never built the fucking physique they want. You gotta have good shoulders. Dude, 3 times a year you can run good volume. Like, dude, 1 hour per week, 1 hour per session, bro. Whole upper body day, you do like 2-3 sets. Let's say you do 3 sets per muscle group. That's 3, 6, 9 sets, bro. That's great, man. That's actually decent volume, bro. Like if you do those really intensely, you're not going to be missing out a lot at all. All right. Just wanted to quickly touch on that, and we're going to be continuing on with the frequency. Yeah, like higher frequency is really good for busy people, and that's also a thing that I like to mention, is because if you like, let's say worst case scenario, you miss a fucking session, okay, like you miss a workout, um, it's not the end of the world because like in another day you'll hit the fucking same muscle again because you have a high frequency program. That's a fucking great thing about it, right? Um, so I don't really miss out there. So that's basically with like you should be training your fucking like each muscle at least twice per week. But yeah, higher frequency can help you do more volume, which is really good because as we fucking talked about earlier, like volume is one of the most important things for muscle growth. And if we can save time and simultaneously increase the volume, that's where the fucking juice is at, man. And that's what many people don't fucking do at the gym, and that's where they fail. All right, let me just pull this up because I have this nice graphic here down below. Like if you really want a quick version of this, sets 4 to 20 per week. That's a good range. Reps 5 to 30. Rest 2 to 4 minutes between exercise. We're going to talk about this right here. And frequency 2 to 4 times per week. It's going to be good. But yeah, resting between sets. Like it says 2 to 4 minutes here, but this is just an overall number. Just so I can give you a number for my experience, okay? Because like it really depends, man. Like are you like from person to person? Like obviously a fucking huge dude is gonna need more time to rest in between sets than a tiny woman, right? Do calf raises. And it depends on the muscle group as well, right? Like a big fucking deadlift compared to like forearm curls, bro. Like come on. So in general, what I advise you is, to fucking ask yourself, in between sets, like, are you still out of breath? Are the target and assisting muscles still sore? Do you still feel fatigued? All right. If that's the case, then rest some more. Okay. Like if do you actually feel ready to do the next set, and a lot of the times, you'll feel ready, but your timer's still going. You're just wasting time. I hate wasting time at the gym because I fucking got shit to do, bro. Like when I'm wasting away at the gym, I want to be efficient. I want to be in and out. All right. I want to be saving time because there's a lot of shit going on in life. You don't want to be wasting your life at the gym. That's why it's really important. Usually 2 to 4 minutes, 2 minutes on like a set of lateral raises is gonna be fine. Like if you do squats, like really heavy sets of squats, you might need 4 if you're a big dude, right? Makes sense. Like if you have all the time available in the world, like usually resting longer is gonna be a bit better. I'd rather be, too recovered than, not recovered enough going into a set. But in general, just listen to your body. Like set a timer, and if you feel recovered before, you just hit the set already. Like that's basically what I do. Um, but yeah, man, like feel free to screenshot this, steal this from me, and apply for yourself. My DMs are always open on Instagram. Like if you have any questions about literally anything, fitness, diet, recovery related, I'm here to fucking be there for you, man. I have my Instagram linked in my YouTube bio, so shoot me a DM if you want. Follow me over there too, so you know what's going on with me. I'll post my workouts, my fucking meals, everything, bro. So yeah, man, thanks for sticking around. This has been a good video. I hope you could take something from it, and see you on the next one.